I'm rattling along, I understand. I'm going to turn you over to Gayatri, who's going to talk about the second part of the presentation, from effective websites to SEO-friendly websites. And we're going to try this time to give ourselves a little bit more time for questions.
Great, thanks, Berkey. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Wanted to make sure that you were aware that we are also sending out tweets of our presentation with certain little tidbits and key facts on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter with the hashtag GBLTD, and we can also take your questions via Twitter as well. Well, search engine optimization, or SEO, has been a black hole for a lot of folks. What does it mean? And how do you get there? This is the holy grail of web marketing. These are the free results that you get when you're on natural search. When someone goes into Google and types in intellectual property lawyer, you want to make sure that if that's in fact a practice in your firm, that you show up as high as possible in those natural search rankings. SEO invites people to your site by getting you found online. It's, we're talking about that proverbial cocktail party earlier with Berkey. SEO makes sure that they find it. And we know that they are actually attending that cocktail party, and we know that they're going online for it. We shared last time in the last webinar research that buyers of professional services firms are absolutely online and in droves. You can go to our YouTube site if you'd like to download that presentation and take a look there and see some of the stats. But search engine optimization helps you get in front of those buyers online. So with that, we're going to go to the next slide here. Hello. Oh, hang on, I got it. We'll get there eventually. Oh, I know. Wrong place. There we are. Okay. So not unlike that cocktail party, there are invitations. And the search engines sort of function as the bouncer at that party. They're the folks who make sure that the good-looking people get in. And so we're going to talk to you today about some tips to make sure that you are one of those folks. The other thing that search engines do, and that search engine optimization enables you to tell your users, your viewers, your audience, they make sure that they communicate the message, what is it that you have to offer, and they give them the address for the party, where to go, your site, and they give you that clear path inside. Here we are. So here's an example of a search engine results page. And the anatomy of the page, across the top is where you type in the search query. The yellow shaded area is a sponsored link, as is that right-hand rail column with a sponsored link. That's paid search. We're not going to talk about paid search today. We will, however, cover that in our third webinar next Wednesday on the 3rd of March. Yes, the 3rd. Yeah, the 3rd of March. Natural search results, SEO, affects that core section in the center, right below that yellow box. These are this is what Google returns as its top search results. And the search query we used here as an example is intellectual property lawyer. And you can see these are the results that ranked highest for Google. This is a dynamic, changing thing. It changes every second of every day, and no one really knows how Google comes up with this. Search engine optimization, the bots, the algorithms that are used are developed and changing all the time. However, and as much as I'm going to try and steer away from technical jargon today, we can't really completely ignore the technical side of the business if we're going to understand how to use SEO. But I promise to be gentle here with you. At this proverbial cocktail party, need to face. Okay, my audio is changing too much. So let me turn so I'm not making that, not losing folks. There we are. Thank you. All right. So search engines, their primary goal is to analyze the content on the internet and display the most relevant information to the user in a hierarchical listing. And they list those most relevant results first. To successfully optimize your site for search, you need to consider 3 things. How search engines work. It's okay, it doesn't need one thing. How clients look for information, and what clients are looking for. Today, we're going to focus on the first part, how search engines work. We'll cover how clients look for information and how to understand what they're looking for during our next webinar next week. And we don't have time today to cover our entire treatise on SEO, and we're happy to chat with folks afterwards. If you'd like to contact us for more, we can sit down with you individually. But we would like to share with you here today some tips that you may not have heard before and little things that can have big impact.